Hello everyone, I'm back with my assemblage journal this is a number 2 journal. I finally got it completed. I have just been so busy. It's kind of crazy. So I'm just going to get right into it. I've covered it with a couple of laces on the edge. I've done an image on the front. I've added some special trim that I've got. I've added a little heart here. It's like a little applique, and there's lots of little pearls on this. And I've used seam binding as a closure. So I'll just take that off and we'll just get into it. Okay, so I've got This Book Belongs To, and then a little booklet here with paper. And it's much like the other one. So if you saw the other one, it'll be much like it, just a different picture on the front. Anyways, I've got this little punch out here that I did. I added the little tree card. On this side I've added, there's a couple of tucks in this. I've stuck in some really cute images. I've also added, I don't know if you can tell, that these are paper buttons that I've stitched on. And oops, here's that tree that I put in my embossing folder and just kind of inked it a little bit. I've done some stenciling. There's lace trim on some of the pages. This one here has cherry blossoms on the bottom, and there's some tags here. There's that one. There's this one. I think this is a double pocket. Yes, it is. And there's also this one. A lace doily. Coffee dyed paper. On the back of that, I've got a number of inserts that I put on this. I'll just take them out. This is out of book page. I've got a doily, a little bit of lace, and one of my die cuts. Well, one that I cut with my die cutting machine. Here's a little tag. This is a collage that I did, and I've stitched around. Here's another one that I've stitched around. This one here is a little envelope that I never closed up, that you could close if you like, with writing on the back. This is one of my hostess checks that I did with an image on them. They're in my shop. Put that there. Here we've got just some ephemera with lots of journaling on the back. And I'm not going to pin that just yet. On this side we have the envelope, which I've added a butterfly, and I've tucked in some goodies for you. Just get that back on. I've done some stenciling. There's a music page. Here I've done one of those little tucks along the side here. I've added another hostess check. These are the tags to the kit, so I've added that, and there's journaling available on the back of both of those. This is the internal use only envelopes on my in my Etsy store that you can put together. I've added some extra coffee dyed paper in here, and it just closes like that. Some coffee dyed paper. Here's a little tuck on the side. I've added this little butterfly here, and this lifts up. This is my coffee dyed paper, so you can write actually on both sides, and that just tucks under the butterfly like that. On this side, this is actually wrapped over both pages, and I have this tucked in on this side. Here's one of those little, I saw this on a YouTube video, and honestly I can't find her. I don't know where it is anymore. It might have been on someone's live stream, I don't know. But this was not my idea, it was someone else's. But I ran with it because I liked it so much. So I put one of my words up here and did some just some fabric and scrapbook paper, and I sewed it. I sewed that part together, and then I stapled the top before I added the fabric. So it's pretty strong. And here we have some children's lined paper, some more of the kit paper, which is this. I've added the lace to the edge. I've added a little tuck up here, although I don't have anything up there right now. There's a little journaling spot on the tag. There's another one of my images that we could tuck up there actually. And here we have this little pocket that is on my in my Etsy store. It's actually a template, so you can make this, and I've just tucked that in there like that. And this can tuck behind because I didn't glue it right down. I just glued the 3 edges. Here's the bag, and I've added a door, and I've also added a index card that's been decorated a little bit, and some paper to journal on. I'll just stick that back in there. There's some ledger paper. Edith Holden is in the center. And here I've got more ephemera. I've got this one. And this one. Lots of journaling space. Here's the other side of the bag, and I used one of those, I found them at Goodwill, and they were actually for weddings. It was already made this way. I never inked this. I thought I'd just leave you do that if you want to. Put on here what you want. I just stamped a little number there just for interest. Added this little tuck thing. Not that it really needs it, because, well, yes it does, because it wouldn't tuck inside that well. So I inked around there. So there's that. And then I've got another little tuck spot here. I've added some collaged some paper and a little bit of lace, and punched out the top of that, and these just fit in so cute. Stick that one right in there. This one here is a little envelope that I made, and it's got lots of bits of coffee dyed paper. If I can get it back in the way I had it. And I just tucked it in behind like that. And this is a collaged tag that I did. It's got lace and a ticket and part of a guest check, or I guess the other, yeah, guest check. And then I've stitched all around with coffee dyed paper on the back. It's quite a strong tag, so I added the pull at the top to make it really good and strong. Whoops. Here's the back side of one of the pages of the kit. This is a fold out. Here's another one of those where it's wrapped around the page. I got a hostess check here and one of my images. There's lots of, like I say, there's lots of journaling on the backs of things. And here again, this whole page can be journaled on. Here's one of my little tickets, one of my little images. This is ephemera. Over here we've got another one of the floral images. Here's one of the tags to the kit. This flips up, so you can journal here as well. I've done, I was going to say I've done, but I haven't done. This is actual, the dyeing of the paper. Here's the back side of that internal use envelope that you can make. And I've added some coffee dyed paper. And here I've folded over the music page, and I've added another one of those collaged tags, coffee dyed paper on the back, and I've stitched all around that. And here's another one of those wraparounds. That's a tag to the kit. Here's one of those images. Oh, and there's journaling on the back. I've done some inking on the pink page. Here I've added, I didn't do any inking on this side, but I did add that you can journal on. This is a piece of ephemera that you can journal on, and you can journal on that as well. More coffee dyed paper. Another part of the doily, other half. Here is another one of those side pockets, and there's a couple of spots that you can tuck in, and also this is a little tuck down here too. I thought I would just do that. So yeah, and there, whoops, lots of journaling. This one here is a collage that I did, and I added coffee dyed paper to the back, and lots of journaling on here. More pages of the kit, and here is a little bit of a different tuck. I've actually stitched across these three pieces, and they're not removable, but they're put down on this paper, but you can tuck in behind each one. So I've just kind of tucked this little tag here. There's that, and then here is one of the tags to the kit. And oh, I forgot to say, in behind here is the other side of that tree that I put through my embossing folder. Coffee dyed paper. And on the back, I've added this little envelope, and I've made the tuck by adding some collage here. I've added the word beautiful. Inside here is another booklet that has some scrapbook paper that I've kind of punched. So there's some writing that you can do in there. I've added, like I say, the word beautiful. I've got a, not sure how I had these in here. I've got that in there. There's this little thing that you can use somewhere else in the journal or just actually leave it here. Here's a little ticket or a stamp, my Inchy stamps. I thought I would add that in there. And just my name. And there's the back of the journal. So that's my journal. It's not on my Etsy yet because it's funny how this goes. I have to show it. And before I can put it on my Etsy, I have to package it up, weigh it out, measure it up, which actually I didn't even measure for you guys. I don't know how many pages is in this one. I didn't even count, but I can measure for you right now. If I get it the right way. This is about 8 1/4 by 5 1/4. It's 8 1/4 by 5 1/4, but I didn't cut the pages straight. So if you notice on the side, they do kind of splay out a little bit, and I didn't mind that, so I just kind of left it be. So that's my journal. It'll be on my Etsy sometime today. That's all I can say. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care, everybody. Bye now.